was great for him as well, but as he wants to shut it down on his own, he'll get the job done. Magnificent from Azza, and the Renegades again will be able to push us through to overtime number 3. Boy, oh boy, this map. What an absurd game we are witnessing right now.
And again, it's Azza in Arch, coming up big when it matters. It has been a lot of frags coming through for Nifty. 38 for the newest honorary Australian, but Azza has been having his part when it matters. JKS as well, stepping up with the AWP to open that round up. 21 to 21, now looking for 25 being our magic number, or else we keep going here. Renegades refusing to give in. Mousesports not quite able to get over the top.
Yeah, now this game. Both teams have been throwing absolutely everything at each other. And look at this. What on earth? Nifty, wow.
Movement, boy, easy.
Oh my God! And gets the incendiary down as well, denying the trade. Goodness me, Nifty, that was something.
Now the double AWP out for Renegades. Again, they've decided it's worth doing. He hits the leg shot as well, Nifty. This young man is putting on a show. And Mousesports, this might just be catching them out now. They still don't know that JKS has that AWP, but they must suspect. In the meantime, though, Renegades have 4 players on this bomb site. They will send JKM back over to B to join his site buddy, but JKS is locking down Banana with a smoke and an AWP. That's what allows the freedom onto the A bomb site. That's why JKM will stay there. Both teams have used this setup now. And at this point, the tactics surely running low. It's just on the frags.
As has been dropped relatively low, but it's still a fair trade for the Renegades. As right now, Mousesports are definitely looking worse for wear. Can Renegades go the distance again? Are they going to be able to succeed in their mission of shutting out Inferno? What a map this has been. 35 seconds left on the clock now for Mousesports. Once again, the A bomb site, the option of choice. There's not really any time for them to rotate across.
And Nifty and Ustillo have done so much work here. The Molotov might just take Sticko out at will, but not before he gets a frag.
Nifty again on the site. Let's see some more magic, my friend, with that AWP. Chris J goes down.
Nifty!
And Nifty is coming up absolutely insane right now for the Renegades. Holy moly! I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in all my time casting Counter-Strike. Granted, I don't normally cast Counter-Strike at this level, Tim, but goodness gracious me, Nifty is just having an absolute blinder right now.
42 frags. Stepping up massively for Renegades, determined to slam this one home. Admittedly, that was one round of overtime. We have many to go, but Nifty now in this late game is certainly delivering consistently. He's given the first, or these rounds over to Renegades so many times, finding the first picks, the last picks, everything.
Oh, wow. That's a big grenade onto JKS. He had full head armor as well.
But Nifty's up again. JKS with this spam will be forced off, but Jacob's ready to face. And they're not checking him.
There's a free kill for Jacob. The flashbang comes in as well. He'll challenge the second. Sunny is able to get the trade, but he does sacrifice quite a chunk of his HP. And the Renegades, they're looking poised again to close another round out here. But still, they must continue on forward.
We've seen this already though. Rops really lurking mid. Thought he'd stay there to try and hold the post plant, but instead in the 3v4, they can't afford to leave one gun behind here, Mouse. All must go with them. Azar has had time to rotate over and join his teammates. There's still a lot of utility left, or a bit of utility left on Renegades, but this time Mouse have not left it so late. There won't be Molotov shutting them down this time. But JKS on the bomb site with the AWP, the smokes and flashbangs coming out. They're going to be missing him. What can he do?
JKS here now, the second AWP. The first AWP has stepped up massively for the Renegades. Now it's time to see if JKS can do the same, or if it's going to be the hero of the last half, Azar. In the end, actually, it's just Nifty. How could I ever doubt that man? JKS with the shotgun AWP will shut the round down. And even SK Gaming are getting keen.
SK on the side of the Australians.
Why wouldn't you be at this stage?
I think everyone is. Are we right?
What a magnificent moment to be a part of right now for the Renegades. But still, it can be good. They still need to finish this off, though. It's been so hard fought, but it all amounts to nothing if they don't end up closing this map out. They will still drop 2-0.
Double up out on the T side now for Mouse. This is the first time that we've seen it. And Oscar peeking through a Molotov has some damage coming his way, but he finds the pick on Jacob. Now JKS. A lot of pressure onto his shoulders, but he'll get some util out to delay it and fall back onto B.
Well, this could be another round on the board for Mousesports. The 2-1 first half for the CT side that we've seen all too often. JKS now challenging on that side. He has not been spotted. He's got the backup of Nifty as well.
Oh, JKS!
Boom indeed. He does get rid of 2. And that's all that's left for Mousesports as well as they rotate across to the A bomb site. Ustillo still anchoring there, and Nifty, he's just reading everything right now. He's a madman, a scientist, and a sharpshooter as Rops goes down. Chris J, what can you do, my friend? What have you got? Can you get something done here?
Chris J, a proficient AWPer in his own right, but JKS and the man himself, Nifty, coming alive.
I think the fans have a new favorite here on the Renegades. Nifty 45 frags so far on Inferno. And Chris J with it all to do for Mousesports. 1 versus 4, 20 seconds. JKS spots him, but does not land the shot. Azza still here with the execution attempt, not landing it. Chris J cowering in this smoke. There's no way he gets out alive. And the Renegades, they close out the first 3-0 half of overtime. It took 3 attempts, but now 1 map, 1 round away.
From the map.
Getting a little bit excited. 1 round away from the map.
I think 1 more map might be just where we're headed at this point, Sydney. Renegades with the 3-0, Nifty with 46 frags. Shutting down Mousesports by himself. The double AWP is out again. They're going into mid.
Well, here it is. Maybe the moment that Renegades finally push us over the precipice into map 3 on that T side right now. They have 1 minute and 35 to work with. And grouping up in mid, in apartments, heading towards the A bomb site, but Mousesports, they have a 4 stack on A. So, Renegades will have a massive battle ahead of them here.
But still, 1 minute 20 with which to face it. And they know by now that Rops is going to be in pit. What they don't know is there's 2 more players over on Arch with Sticko playing low. And there's no information gathering that's been done by Renegades towards either side just yet, and that grenade's going to do a big chunk of damage. Justillo is committing out, but there's so many CTs here.
He gets the entry frag. Still, it's a 1-for-1, but Rops is hanging on to the balcony line like a madman. 2 versus 4. Renegades, they've not gotten anything done in this round. Justillo, he was the only one to find a frag.
If they can get towards B quickly enough, they might get away with it. There's only one player there, but Sunny is looking through the smoke.
Yeah, so is Renegades, though. They're watching. If Sunny would have pushed that, it could have been a kill. And Sunny will get the timing right. Nifty goes down. JKS to get the trade, but 28 seconds finds himself in a similar scenario as to what we saw for Chris J at the end of the last half. It's doable. He just needs this kill on the player on the A bomb site. Rops, you're not going to be checking this angle if you're JKS. There's surely no way that he comes away with the round here. He'll try and plant the bomb, but Rops is there. And 22 up now for Mousesports. 2 away from pushing us through to, again, another overtime. This might be the most crazy, nuts, preposterous game of Counter-Strike that I've ever seen.
Certainly the biggest one I've ever casted and the craziest one. And it's Inferno again delivering in the overtimes. Always seems to be an iconic game, but Renegades, they still only need the 1, and they can know very confidently that Mousesports will not have 4 on the A-bomb side again. It would be a rare decision for Mousesports to do that again after it's done once and found out. So instead, they'll go back to a more default setup. 3 on B early to stop the rush, then Sunny will rotate back on over. And Renegades, they can't be faked out, or they can't be scared of that 4 stack on A now, with Surely Mouse don't do it again, although they have. I've spoken too soon. It wasn't there early, but with no B presence, they fall back. And this is what undid Renegades so often on their T side in regulation. The fact that they weren't pushing for information, that one player was able to lock down one bomb site and the rest could rotate. This time Renegades have an execute ready, but again, 4 guns here.
They execute out onto the side here for the Renegades, and they will gain control of top mid. But they still have a lot of map that they need to explore right now. Diggity, jungle, A-bomb site, banana. They've got no information on any of that right now. They've used a lot of their utility. They slow things down once more, make Mousesports think.
And this from here, Nifty here, is what was missing from Renegades on previous rounds. See, the 4 stack stayed in place last round. This time, Nifty, just 4 AWP shots is enough to pull Sunny away. So now Renegades, they're starting to get the rotations going. They have pulled 1 player off, but still 3 here. They've got to find some entries.
Well, Oscar's the one to start the account here for Mousesports. Justillo jumping through the smoke, and Renegades again. They can't get it done. Azza, though, stepping up now for the Renegades, and the bomb might not be able to be planted here. Does he know that Sunny is close? It could be dangerous. He has to plant, though. With 10 seconds on the clock, this would be a magical clutch for Azza. Chris J through the smoke, misses the shot, but he's got no idea where Sunny is. And the clutch goes the way of Mousesports. 1 round left in this half. 1 round away for Mousesports to push us through to another overtime. And 1 round away from Renegades closing out map 2, putting us to train. This game is absurd.
This is ridiculous. The A-hold from Mousesports has been so good. And once again for Renegades, it's the fact that there isn't the map control going for them over on B, that they're not questing early for info. Even though Nifty did pull 1 player off, it's then the 3 A-bomb site players who hit their shots. And what Mousesports have been trying to do all half for a lot of their CT rounds has been to stack A and bait Renegades into rushing B, where they have multiple players waiting. That's why the triple stack on B only stays there for a little while, but the double nade down Nana has netted them a kill onto Azza.
Bad start to the round for the Renegades. And Mousesport, their conversion rate from getting the first frag into closing the round out has been exceptional. Again, now Renegades fighting from behind in and around. At least they have the round advantage. And they can put us through again to another overtime, but the pressure is mounting on the Renegades here.
They have split up though, 2 to a site. Going to look for an entry frag, see what they can find out. And if they can find 1 kill, that could be enough to turn this round back. But there's 2 players on B, 3 on A. A couple players trying to make some noise, but these B players as of yet haven't pushed, and the bomb is out A.
Right now though, Rob's coming up big for Mousesports. JKS will be able to trade him out. Still though, it's not enough to allow Renegades into the site.
I don't know if the bomb was spotted there, but either way, Renegades show it, and that calls the rotation. I don't think the bomb was spotted, or else Sonny might have committed to that one, but he does come back.
Well, Nifty, the man of the moment here for the Renegades, will be the first contact into the B-bomb site. The smoke goes down late, though. There's a hole in it, but it's really not going to offer much for Nifty to work with. And if he can find an entry here, it would be massive again. This man can do no wrong. And Renegades, they brought it back to a 3 versus 3. Sonny's locked out from the site, trying to spam through. But the bomb plant will go down here now from the Renegades. They must know there's a player close in construction. But Mousesports very quick on the rotate.
A 3 versus 3 for the map here for Renegades. This could be everything for them. Open 2 rifles on each side.
Nifty locking down the CT angle. Hasn't spotted anyone out just yet, but Oscar will go down. Nifty again. Nifty frags for him, and it might just be the map 2 versus 1. Jacob and JKS, the 2 players from the B site for Renegades to close it out. Sonny will go down, and Renegades, it's map number 3.
So many overtime, so many rounds. 50 frags from Nifty, but it is enough in the end.
Goodness gracious me, Tim. I think it's time for us to settle down a little bit. We need to go to a break, but map 3 will be coming up next.
All eyes are on you.
Over 50 for Nifty. It's a little mouse lifty, but the Renegades, against all the odds, 5 rounds away from elimination and embarrassment on home soil, take us to a third map. This series isn't going anywhere. It seems like we're not quite done with our second quarterfinal here in IEM Sydney. Madness in the server and madness here in the Kudo Spank Arena. And I'm here to talk all about it. We have one man who I don't think has got any nails left to bite. We have Ian Sniper Turner joining us and Janko Wajenke Paunovic. We came out expecting to have to start perhaps making excuses and explaining the situation, and we ended up with some exhausting Counter-Strike, exhilarating as well.
Look, I don't want to have to say, but I told you so. My voice has probably changed just a little bit, but that was well played, I guess, by Nifty. I think he
Bloody hell.
Did pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's the expert analysis for this game.
Is that all you've got for me? Is that all you've got? Janko, perhaps you can give me a little more.
Nifty is a gamer, man.
Isn't he?
Those were some sick moves. I mean, he just decided, you know, I need to do something, right? He's the in-game leader of the team, basically the leader figure, really, even though he's the youngest player on the squad. And some of the op picks that we saw from him, you know, the balls out plays, pushing through the smoke on mid, or throwing the deep molly and then peeking over it. I mean, the amount of times he killed Oscar like that must have been pretty frustrating. Yes, it didn't work every single time, but he was definitely and obviously the deciding factor for Renegades in that game.
It's hard not to get hung up on the Nifty storyline. Everyone else had their moments. We had a fantastic round from Azza, JKS doing his bit. But there was, I can think of 3, if not 4 rounds at the top of my head which would not have gone Renegade's way if it wasn't for Nifty. Even that last round, they're at a disadvantage. They're running out of time. He pushes through a smoke, gets flashed, and still gets the entry.
Behind the pillar as well. And then there was also, speaking of pillars, that kill on the A-bomb site.
Oh my
I didn't even see him. It's like he saw the shadow and instinctively flicks. He didn't know that the guy was in pit. He snuck in through the Molotov, and it was just beautiful to watch. And
this is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, this happened so many times. It was just like watching the same thing on repeat. But, you know, it's just a difference in the Mousesports playstyle as well. They were just going for those brute force picks. And if you look at the way Renegades approached that short side of A, then they were smoking off the pit, trying to isolate Rops and just trying to get that one player in the site. And often just the raw aim of Mousesports, jungle wrap or coming through whatever you want to call it long, you know, that's their aim was just so sharp. The teamwork here to get the flash for Azzo. It's the only way he was going to get those 2 kills after having the Molotov out, missing the timing. And then, of course, Yustilo. He finally showed up in this match. He allowed them to get at least 2 of the most important retakes of the match in regular time. He really stood up. He gets that clutch defuse. So you can't praise him enough. He's definitely here now. And we just have to wait and see if everyone can keep that momentum into train. It's complete opposite to what we saw in the last map where we had to say, literally just forget about it and come back again refreshed. This you want to keep. You want to bottle this Nifty up and just use it time and time again.
I think that would be, if I'm Kassad, and I'm sure you can help us here, Janko, but if I'm Kassad, I'm just saying, don't do anything. Don't go to the bathroom, don't you have a sip of water. You stay exactly in whatever state you're in and come back into that server.
Yeah, especially considering the last map is Train, right?
Yeah.
An op-heavy map, and you're definitely going to need Nifty. I think it's unreasonable to expect him to have a repeat performance, but at least play on a very high level. And also JKS is that secondary opera, as we saw. The one Train game that Renegades have won with this lineup was against FaZe in this tournament, and that was because JKS had a great game, picked up that secondary AWP on the CT side, and really had a lot of impact. And I think that's going to be a win condition for Renegades here in the decider map.
So I've just received word in my ear, and I'm not sure if I believe it, but apparently Stunner has found a Mousesports fan.
God bless.
Let's check in.
All right, first and foremost.
Tell him.
First of all, this is what I want to say. Nobody around here should be booing any fans of any caliber. It doesn't matter. Don't boo me. No, I got a quick fix. Ozzy. I told y'all. All right, so with that said, I am here with Josh and Jack. They are one of the only Mousesports fans in attendance. It's completely okay. Don't worry about this. It's all for show. Guys, we're going to Train. Can we close this out and Train? Or is Renegades going to be taking this one home?
Nah, they're definitely going to win. Mousesports, 100%. Yeah, let's go trash them 16-5.
16-5 is a hard scoreline on Train, a hard scoreline. But I know every Renegade fan in this audience saw JKS on Train the other night. That definitely happened. No? All right, maybe another time. Well, guys, is there anything that you think could possibly go in the way here for Mousesports?
Everything. Renegades are garbage.
Wow. All right, so you don't need to know where these guys go after the show's over. Don't follow them in the parking lot. None of that nonsense. Either way, we should all be cheering on some great Counter-Strike. I think we all love Counter-Strike here. Is that right? All right, one more for the road. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. See ya.
Peace. Okie dokie. Yes, peace is the word I think I'd continue to use throughout that one. The man's got a death wish, but I do respect either way having some degree of passion for whatever team may be playing. And there we have it once again. We do see Renegades take it to a third. Yanko's having a
I just like the background behind you. I think it describes perfectly the emotional roller coaster of playing in that game. Saving match points, then throwing away match points, really, and from a coaching perspective, when you can't talk besides a timeout, what else can you do? What can you say?
But also what Nifty was doing, you can't coach that. You can't be like, Nifty, go out there and just do that again. He'll be like, use strategy, use tactics, isolate members, and then Nifty's just racking up kills.
The problem is on a map like Train, which is coming up, there's not that much room, really, for plays like we saw in Inferno. There's on the T side for an AWPer, going out of T mid maybe early on, right? Someone flashing for you and not getting picked off before you get an angle. CT side is a bit more room, go upper maybe, lower B, push Ivy, something along those lines. And I think Renegades, if anything, they realized it wasn't the fact that, okay, Nifty was getting some shots, but he was being aggressive. And I think they realized that that's the name of the game for them against this Mousesports team. You have to be aggressive. You have to go for those plays. And I think they just need to keep that up on this decider map.
Absolutely. With just the last 60 seconds, Sniper, allocate that time wisely.
Oh, well, just want to say that if you are a Renegades fan, obviously you need to let them hear it often. This match, you need to be barracking for everyone. Obviously, you Steeler, Azza, Nifty, JKS, Jacob, all of them. I want to hear chants. I want to hear Renegades. I want to hear Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. I want everything. If there's a tactical timeout, spam them with that stuff.
Okay, yes, spam them, get that crowd wild. And Yanko, just your expectations into this one. If it's not the Nifty show, does Renegades lose that potential to take this to a third, or to complete it, rather?
I don't think they do. I think this is a win-win situation for fans, really, because either Renegades win and we get to see them another time in the arena, or Mousesports show that they can bounce back after a tough loss like that in front of a hostile crowd and really make themselves a true contender tomorrow against Astralis.
It's such a scary consideration of what lies in that semi-final, waiting for the winner of this series. But yes, trying to keep this team cool now as they've been given a second life.
They're loving it. Look at it. They're laughing. They're all smiles. You still know Azza, like, yeah, let's do
when
it,
they
boys.
play their best.
Let's go. Exactly. It's like as if they didn't just play almost 2 maps in one on Inferno.
It was something like 48 rounds or some madness on one map, and now this is the last couple of moments for the coaches to get those words in. Train, though, you talk about it being kind of AWP-centric. This is where Oscar is going to be able to have a bit of a playground here, Yanko.
Yeah, and Oscar is an invaluable player for Mousesports on this particular map because he is the one who pushes them over the line at times with his clutches, right? We see Oscar a lot of times in those 1v2s, 2v3s, and so forth, just making some BDPs, really, and carrying the team over the hump.
All right, Sydney, you know what to do. Last map, last chance. Will we see Renegades again on this stage? They decide, and so do you. It's Mousesports versus Renegades on Train.
Yeah, the boys.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into the pistol round on map 3. Renegades, such an incredible performance there. And oh my goodness, Mousesports, they're not too happy about how things have been going. They're already fighting each other.
Off screen there as well, or off stream, Renegades won the knife round and chose to start on that CT side, and their CT pistol already involves a decent amount of aggression, trying to catch out Mousesports early. And for Renegades, the momentum after that map, it was back and forth, but it's all with you at this point. You've taken it from 4-11 to 25-23. So at this point, why not get aggressive? Why not try and drive the boot into Mouse here in Sydney?
Well, Jacob takes a big shot. Azza, though, stepping up, runs out of bullets. He's still alive. Stico almost can't get the job done there, but it's a 3 versus 3 with Usilo in heaven here. He can come up big, but again, of course, Tim, it's Nifty to deny the bomb plant. Again and again and again, he comes up massive here for Renegades, not just now with the AWP, but the USP as well. And Usilo close. He's the player with the HP, but no longer. And once more, down to the single player of Renegades. Jacob this time. 2 versus 1, rotating all the way through the B side into connector. But this retake, a very tall order for him. Doesn't have a kit, doesn't have utility, doesn't have HP. Has to rely solely on the aim. The information given there, but Oscar hits the shot, and Mousesports again will start off with the pistol.
Good start for them. I do want to go back really quickly to Nifty on that last map, who I think out of 51 frags, had 43 of them with the AWP.
Yeah, insane.
8 kills with rifles or pistols, everything else with the AWP. So we'll certainly be looking for that sort of impact again. Like the desk said, we can't expect that performance again, but we can certainly expect explosiveness. But we are getting a little ahead of ourselves. Renegades have lost the pistol, Mouse have won it. And they will be getting the superior buy here out as well.
Nifty pushing up close there with his USP. Obviously not really much of an investment into this round from Renegades, which is contrary to what you might ordinarily see, but the first pick does go the way of the CTs. The rest, the subsequent, will all go the way of Mousesports here, and it's a fairly run-of-the-mill anti-eco there for the T side. Renegades not offering much resistance, as to be expected with the weaponry that they had.
Only 1 kill across the line for them, so Mouse will start off well. They'll be able to upgrade into the rifles here too. Couple AKs, Galil, Scout. Rop's going to buy into the MAC-10, get a bit of cash flowing from just the USP and no armor purchased Renegades players. You still owe on the P250, but nothing other than that. They'll be looking to get a bit of money, get their T-side economy rolling here on train. But it's only really been a pistol and anti-ecos we've seen so far. For Mousesports, they will certainly want to close this one out, and hopefully they can.
Yeah,
and they've already started off the right way.
It's a complete domination right now by Mousesports, but Renegades, they don't really have much to fight back with. At the moment, really what we're waiting for is for those gun rounds to get underway. Anything that Azza can do here would be nice, but too much to ask. 3-0 up for the Mousesports after they pick up the pistol round win, but now the guns will come into the hands here for Renegades, and they'll start their journey on train. And that's what we want to see from the crowd here. That's what Renegades needs. It's their first gun round. Time to navigate this T-side from Mousesports.
I bet you that guy's voice is going to be as cooked as ours will be after this, but it doesn't matter. It's all worth it.
Yeah, bugger me, Tim. It's been a long day so far, but we're getting there. The Renegades are trying as well, but Rop's just sneaking out onto upper, and JKS, he had no idea. There was no reason to believe anyone would be doing that. And that opens up the B-bomb side here for Mousesports. Renegades, they're all over the map right now. The bomb's down. Oscar's gotten rid of Rops. What on earth is going on there? I'd love to see a replay of that one.
Hopefully we can get one, because what the hell is that?
In the end, it might not cost Mousesports too much, though, as Renegades, they're still not really contesting this B-bomb site. They got the kill onto Sunny.
It's an AK given over.
Now, that's nice. An upgrade for Renegades. But they don't have money to buy into the next round here. So it will be those 3 guns safe through. But just pistols and armor at best for the rest of the Renegades players. Maybe some UMPs and the like.
So 1 kill opens up that B-bomb side. I do want to see this replay, though, because I want to know where in the hell that scout frag came from. I can only assume that Rop's just straight into an angle at the wrong moment, but... oh, man. I have absolutely no idea how that happened.
Nor do I, Tim. But... it is just going to be a CZ out there for Azza. JKS, no investment just yet, and that is interesting. We'll see if he actually does decide to invest, but if he doesn't, you might start thinking there could be a double AWP out here on the CT side, just the P250, so very minor. And I wonder if that is a little bit of a look into the future here for the CT side.
It certainly worked on Inferno. JKS did get a few crucial AWP picks, and on train against FaZe in the group stages, that was instrumental. So maybe that is where we will see this one going. But for Mouse, for now, a slow take based around utility, just clearing out upper halls. Initial grenades down to force the CTs back, and then they've got the flashbangs and the smoke to explode onto this side.
The B-bomb site right now is only being held by JKS and Azza, both of the players with the inferior weaponry on the side of Renegades.
That does give the instant save, though, if these 2 players go down.
They might just do that. Azza will drop JKS. Holding on as best as he can. We'll be able to find Chris J, but that is it. And Tim, like you said, the save is called. Jacob, though, didn't get the phone call. He decided to keep on going forward. In the end, though, Stillo and Nifty should be able to save here. Mousesports are in a position to hunt. They do have a lot of money, but they're quite far away anyway. So, we should see the buy coming out again from Renegades in the next round. They'll have enough cash.
And the T side of Mousesports will not be getting anywhere near the saving Renegades players in this one. Normally, in that sort of situation, there'd be questions to be asked of the Renegades B bomb site hold, but not in this instance, as it was only Pistols holding it. So entirely understandable that it does fall in that instance. So Renegades, they tried for it. They should be able to hold onto these rifles. The push is coming, but I don't think it'll be quick enough. No, Nifty and Ustillo will save. But let's have a look at the money.
Good enough for a double orb.
Exactly that, and that's what they've been waiting for. Let's see what JKS can do for us.
He was pretty good with the orb there on Inferno. We didn't get to see it too much, but up to a 5-0 start. Mousesports are already putting Renegades under the pump here on map 3. Although, it is fairly typical to see the T side starting off with 5. When they get the pistol, you get the first gun round. That's 5 rounds on the board for you. Now Renegades, though, the economy going to start working a little bit more for them, and we'll see what they can do here with the guns in their hands.
JKS solo on this B bomb site. Close lowers with the AWP. That's a vital shot for him to be hitting. The pre-fire is almost there from Sunny, but as he's going to find the first frag, that will open it up and slow Mousesports down. They still have ample utility, though, to go wherever they want. The flashbang, JKS will see it, but not be blinded by it. That's the info. Snelches the second flash and hits the shot. That might open it up.
Well, that is a good shot out from JKS. 3 players still now for Mousesports, but Renegades definitely looking a lot better in this round than what they have so far in the previous couple of gun rounds. And that double orb, well, the information is now given away to Mousesports, but it's most likely at the cost of a round here. It's just 1 round, though, for Renegades. Even if they do close this one out, they need to do a lot more work to get themselves back into this half. The economy could be reset next round by Mousesports.
Admittedly, though, this is their first full gun round. While they had the AWP up on Nifty in the previous round, a few M4s, there was still those 2 pistol players. So now that they're able to go for the double AWP the way that they wanted to, it's worked out wonderfully. JKS has found one, Azak got aggressive and found another, or at least the first. And if that's the way that Renegades choose to play this, a mix of aggression with solid holds, then that might be difficult for Mousesports, but nothing is too difficult when you're up 5-0. They've had a decent start here, and Jacob, he'll get the info that the Ivy presence is coming his way.
Oh, look at this play from Jacob. Gets through the smoke. A great flick, though, from Rops to shut it down, but Ustillo might deny the bomb plant. Oh, everyone's denied the bomb plant there for Renegades. Everyone's getting involved. And the first round of train for the CT side does pop up there on the board at 5-1. Mousesports, of course, will be able to get a buy through here.
And immediately Oscar onto that AWP. He's been so very, very impactful with it. So why not get it out immediately at this point, try and do the damage, keep Renegades in the dumpster in which they're currently in, but they're starting to dig themselves out of. Double AWP, certainly going to help with that one. It's a similar setup, the single player over on B, JKS locking it down with the AWP. But he's choosing to play it from connector this time, doesn't want to be mollied or smoked and then overrun the lower ramp, so it's a good repositioning from him to adjust for that. And with these 4 players on the A bomb site, you're still getting flashed in to clear out SL. Or Pop Dog, as it's known. That'll get him a bit of info as well.
You're going to get a Reddit thread written about you, Tim, for calling it SL there.
We were making up call-outs, apparently. What is being Australian?
Yeah. Of course, for Renegades here. No real contest just yet in this round. Mousesports start to throw some utility into the B site. We can see, though, that this is a fake. Renegades have already rotated that second player across. Az has gotten a kill post-mortem as Sunny goes down to his Molotov. There's 4 versus 4. Oh, Nifty. How did that miss?
Jesus.
I've got no idea, but Sticko, who's going to push through in here to Ustillo. Ustillo now taking the challenge. Oh, not quite going to be able to get the job done there. But a lot of damage done over to Sticko. The bomb not yet planted on A. But Mousesports have read this situation correctly. Renegades rotating over to B, opens the site up, and Mousesports decide to do the ring around the rosy and go back to the A bomb site.
So well played from Mouse. Renegades already going to decide that they are backing out. Unfortunately for the Australian side, that is a reset.
It is, but Az has got almost 6K here.
They're saving 2
Nifty's
AWPs.
got 7K. If Renegades save all 3 of these guns through, they're still going to have a really good buy in the next round.
Exactly. It's a reset in name, not so much in effect. It might mess with them in future rounds, but saving the double AWP, saving the single M4. JKM, the only one under any amount of pressure here. And it looks like they're below him, but Sticko, what a perfect shot on the JKS.
Well, that was a good shot actually out from Nifty, and a pretty critical one as well. the bye would have been significantly hampered had Nifty gone down there. But now still Renegades are going to look okay in this round.
They are indeed. The double AWP will come back out. The difference is, though, JKS, no armor, no utility, no kit, just the sniper rifle. 54% round win rate. That's very impressive from Mouse.
It's a good conversion rate, and it's more than what they need now. If they win 54% of the next rounds that we see here on Train, they knock out Renegades. And they push on towards Astralis for that rematch.
But a tactical timeout for the Renegades. Having a chance to think about how they want to play this. Maybe they want to put someone else with JKS. It's possible that they get JKS aggressive into uppers to try and find a pick with a rifle supporting him to try and open up the round that way, rather than just being that solo B-side anchor with the AWP. Maybe they send Nifty somewhere to do the same. Maybe they keep the same setup. We'll have to see. We're about to get back into this round for Mousesports. The bye is the same. They've just won themselves another round. And we'll see if Renegades can do unto them as happened in the previous rounds. Let's have a look and see if there is a change up in the positioning of JKS here, if someone comes with him. No, he's still solo on B.
Solo B is okay. Right now, Mousesports quickly heading into the A side, and Renegades have stacked the correct one. Frags go one apiece. Justillo under a lot of pressure though, and spammed through the smoke, inevitably finished off by Rops, but Nifty, ever present for the Renegades, will be able to find another frag. 3 versus 3 is where we find ourselves after the first 30 seconds of the round, and Renegades all trapped up away from that A-bomb site. It's going to really have to be a retake unless they can kill a player on the cross here. Chris J trying to do some work. Renegades giving him nothing. And Nifty, whoa, well, that was close. And you expect Nifty to hit a shot like that, but look at this positioning now of Jacob. Chris J's watching the angle, but Sunny peeks right into him. And the flashbang is good for Renegades. It allows Jacob out. The grenade might just finish it off, and it will. Renegades now with a second round. Mousesports not too far in the lead just yet.
They still have an awful lot of money with the exception of Sunny, but the drops can come out. That'll be pretty good for Mousesports here. They'll be able to get back into things. But for Renegades, that's a pretty important round for their money. As we mentioned, they were reset. They lose that round there. They might have been able to reinvest into something, but it shouldn't have been the double AWP. Wouldn't have been the double AWP. And that will allow them to keep it out. And this is the change-up that I was talking about in that tack pause. JKS going aggro. The Rifler of Azza to support him. Will Mouse be caught out?
Well, not really. Not right now, at least. But the information is there for Renegades. There's no one towards B, and the flashbang into SL is good. Justillo finds Rops. He also spots that next player. Information abound right now for the Renegades.
Ooh.
And the smoke down, maybe a little bit late and in the wrong direction for Justillo. Does net a kill for Mousesports. Brings it back to a 4 versus 4.
And now into the B-bomb side they will go, but JKS still has this line. The flashbang not going to hit him. He'll re-establish control. Molotov still will eventually force him back, but JKS was giving them nothing unless they fought for it. He was waiting for that pick, and while it wasn't presented, he at least gives them the info that it's unavailable. That is control, his info is unavailable. Oscar looking to take some Ivy control. The bomb looking to pinch into that A-bomb site. Sticko might just drop down, but Azza is still waiting. Jacob's on the bomb side as well. Nifty's got the line down, back 6.
Azza needs to do some big work here for the Renegades. He gets the first and all 2. The headshots through the feet, that's my favorite kind of kill. And Azza, he likes that one as well. 2 versus 4 now for Mousesports. They've got no chance in this round, Tim. 25 seconds on the clock. They have to bow out. And that'll be a 3rd over to Renegades. Already 6 though on the T side for Mousesports. It's a good number to hit. So Renegades are not out of the woods just yet, despite getting a few in a row here. What is going on right now, Mousesports?
Chill, dudes. What are we doing?
Crumbling under the pressure, perhaps. That's the 2nd or 3rd time that we've seen in this map team damage.
There was the knife, there was that scat headshot, which I feel for certain wasn't intentional.
No, of course not.
I think there was a replay available somewhere, but I didn't find it, so I might have to check that one out later, but let's have a look here. Beautiful work from Azza locking it down, and now there's the Mousesports timeout.
Yeah, another one, an early one as well. Normally Mousesports tend to leave theirs towards a little bit later in the map, the second half a little bit more so. But this one, just 10 rounds in, and deciding what they're going to do here with these guns. They have enough to get at least another weapon for Chris J. Someone's going to be running around with a UMP or a Galil. There's not a huge amount of utility here on the side of Mousesports either. So not a massive amount to work with, while Renegades have everything that they could want.
So Mouse, their timeout now comes to an end. We'll see what they've got going on with this buy, what they can do. Renegades, a double AWP out once again. It's been reasonably good for them so far. I am quite curious about what this team damage is going on in Mouse right now. If they're starting to crumble already, just 9 rounds in, of course, it could all be accidental. We don't know, but...
Well, of course it's accidental, but really, like, you don't see that kind of team damage coming out unless a team is under incredible amount of pressure. I don't want to read into it too much. Nifty, I think he might have spotted that one out. He gets the smoke down early. And he's decided to use a bit of utility here. He's going to stay in position, which is a very bold move from him. Very brave.
So gutsy. He's waiting for them maybe to try and throw a Molotov through. He knows they're going to keep spamming, so he waits, and that means he will get out alive because of it. That was dangerous from Nifty, or for Nifty, but it's navigated well. In the meantime, though, one player waiting down the bottom of SL by the looks of things. It's Ustillo waiting for them to drop in. He got the first kill here last round. He's looking to replicate what Azza did, but the molly forced him out.
Renegades do have 4 players on the A-bomb side and JKS close on the rotation. So if Mousesports head in the direction of that side, you have quite a bit to contend with. Ustillo now has managed to find his way back into SL. Ready and waiting for this Mousesports push. The smoke down as well, quite late. Will this give Mousesports a pause for thought? They decide to slow things down. Ustillo's got no idea what's going on. Just checking his back, making sure.
His back is safe though, care of Azza at E-box, but the push now going to come out into the A-bomb site.
And Renegades, not much time for them to deal with. 20 seconds, Mousesports trying to get out onto the site, but they have been decimated. The crossfire far too strong here for Renegades, and JKM just completely smashes away with 2 players. That's a great setup on the bomb site for the CT side, and Mousesports walked right into it.
Mousesports, all night they've been playing a very, very slow T side, and it's worked a lot of the time, but it's also bit them in the behind a few times as well. It all comes down to, I guess, how many players Renegades have alive as well. They can hold off those late pushes, but so far it's going all right. They force Mouse back onto the pistols. The utility out as well for the Renegades. Everything they could want here, but Sunny is fast out into A, heading towards Olaf. And if Renegades aren't ready for that, if they don't check it, they might just catch a deagle, but already he's fallen out.
Anti-eco here for Renegades. Feels like so long since we've actually seen Renegades on an anti-eco. Really, when you think about it, overpass how many overtime rounds we had. In the end now, this one should be free against Mousesports, and that's something that Renegades have desperately needed, really, every single round. And even right now, Tim, Renegades are doing well on the CT side to come back into this, but it's just